When I was 19 years old, I pretty much tried to steal my best friend's life at the time, but I didn't even realize that's what I was doing. Like, genuinely, I didn't have the malicious intent to be like, I'm gonna take your life from you. I want everything that you have. But in the end, I realized like that's what I had did. Like that's what
I'm talking about. This woman recognized her from a past life. Now here.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you. Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all pay. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. So this story really had me thinking. This young lady basically came out to say that she was the jealous friend that was jealous of her friend, even though her friend was basically helping her and the friend had a great heart, the friend was amazing, but she was simply jealous of her because she felt like it, right? And she recruited other people to basically come against her friend because she was jealous of her. So it really had me thinking about how in your previous life, you basically pick people who are in your life to come and play a certain role in your life. So your enemies could actually be people that you pick to be enemies in this life so they can teach you a lesson. Let's get into that because
when I was 19 years old, I pretty much tried to steal my best friend's life at the time, but I didn't even realize that's what I was doing. Like, genuinely, I didn't have the malicious intent to be like, I'm gonna take your life from you. I want everything that you have. But in the end, I realized like that's what I had did. Like that's what that turned into. Pretty much like since I don't want to say elementary school. I had known her since elementary school, but I was very close with her in high school, and even closer to her towards the end of high school. Because we used to do a lot of plays together, a lot of shows together, like a lot of outside of school activities. So I would see her more often than I would see like a lot of people, because I didn't have a cell phone, so I didn't have friends I could just easily connect with, right? So she was listening ear for me when I was going through it, like my senior year, or even like just when I turned 18 and I was out of high school and I was just going through it with my grandma, like being home with her. She was a shoulder to lean on, for real. She was definitely like, okay, you can come stay with me. If you really need to get away from the home, you can come stay with me. She was living in a 4-4, but she was still like, you can come move yourself in with me. Me being me at the time, mentally ill, on the verge of substance abuse. She, not even substance, like just alcohol, y'all. Like nothing crazy, you know what I'm saying? A little weed. But she was like, yeah, you can come. I can be like a person for you. Like, you can stay. I'm like, yeah, sure. So I came to her apartment, right? She has 2 of her best friends that already live there with her. You know what I mean? Like, they're all in this 4-4 together. Like, I guess they planned like to be in a space together. Turns out eventually that I am jealous of this friend. I have no clue that I'm jealous of this friend, but I realized later on that I'm jealous of this friend like after the situation happened. I didn't realize while it was happening what was happening, but maybe a year or 2 afterwards, I realized like, oh, okay. But ultimately, she had a beautiful character. She had a beautiful, bright, intelligent, pretty, like she just had a lovely spirit, right? But then at the same time, she was human. She had her own qualities that I didn't necessarily like, other people didn't necessarily like, but I would hone in on those just because I felt like, wow, she's better than me, or she thinks that she's better than me, so I can't let her think that she's better than me. So I have to let her know of her inadequacies at any point in any time, so she don't continue to think that she's better than me. So when you do that to somebody, when you're trying to break them down constantly, eventually they're going to get broken down if they're not in a space of goodwill. And I think she was not prepared for that type of energy to come at her. So who necessarily at 19 or 18 or whatever, who necessarily is prepared or having the bounds or whatever, like the strong will to face when your group of friends is tearing you down? Because not only did I triangulated her friendship, her friend group, to dislike her as well, because we all kind of felt insecure in ourselves, I guess, at some point for some whatever reason, and she was a source of our disdain for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? She was so confident, she was beautiful, she was intelligent, she was funny, she like just had a lot of things going on for herself, when we didn't realize, I guess, that she also had a lot of other negative things that she was experiencing in her life, and that was just her. But we were like, oh, you think you was perfect, look at all these bad things that are happening to you type of shit, right? So eventually she left, she moved out, and I started dating her best friend, like one of her best friends. Like the girl was like, oh, I think you're cute, you know, we should, whatever. And I was like, sure, shit, you know, why not? I need a place to stay. Homosexual, you feel what I'm saying? Like, So yeah, in that time, in that whole experience, I realized a lot about friendship. So I definitely have started the series, The Chronicles of an Ex-Jealous Best Friend, but I think this was I had to tell this portion of the story to make everything else make sense. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to talk about basically my experience of being on the opposite end of, being a not a good friend. I'm not trying to humanize the experience and like, oh, this is why I did this. It's none of that. It's more so an explanation of what I was feeling, what I thought, and what I was making mistakes in thinking, or what I was missing, or whatever, and how I fucked up pretty much.
Her father was in direct conflict with her soul being successful. Her father was a person from the past that was in conflict and needed to keep her down, but didn't realize it as he was pushing her out there publicly until it was too late. Sounds bizarre. I don't know that consciously he knew it, but he came from that first Roman lifestyle, okay? The Roman life that I saw, or if it is Roman life, but that lifestyle that I described. He came from there. Everybody in her family did. She was born into a family. All of those retrograde planets reflect that, but she was born into a family, literally, where these people were in conflict with her and she them, but none of them knew it. The minute that that woman, what was she, the fan club lady, Yolanda, caught a glimpse of Selena, and this is what I'm being shown, Yolanda recognized who Selena was. And I'm not talking about her being a singer. I'm not talking about her fame. I'm talking about this woman recognized her from a past life. Now, here's this weird thing. The woman, Yolanda, was a woman, obviously, and she had been a man in the past life, and she had been a man that had captured Selena in a past life. Selena had not done what this man wanted her to do. So the capture, the kidnapping, the holding down and holding back and suppression of energy of Selena's soul had not worked in that lifetime. This woman chased Selena, tried to find her, come back and basically pull that energy back towards her. Here is the interesting thing. I don't think Yolanda's soul understood the purpose of why she was so drawn to Selena, and I feel like Yolanda was a person who did a lot of shitty things, and so as a result she opened her energy up to have an entity or have a presence kind of carpool on her body, if you will, attach itself to her. Once the entity or energy attached itself to Yolanda, which was prior to meeting Selena, the entity knew exactly what it was doing. Her energy is that of an elevated empath. So she is a person who came to the planet, sounds very strange, came to this planet. She was born. She was here to transmute the negative, evil energy around her. This young woman captured the hearts of everybody that says her name. And you guys do email me with requests to channel her energy. And I hadn't felt it until I sat down today to do another video. And suddenly I felt her energy. So I went with her energy because I've never felt it. And I sat down and boy, what a ride this was. This was quite interesting. I did film this video earlier, and as I was talking about it, every single electrical outlet in this house blew, including my camera shut down, the lights shut down, every electrical outlet in the studio in the house next door, it just went kaboom. So I had to wait for it to be put back on, and it wasn't the fuses, but whatever, the energy was very intense. Now, this young woman was born on April 16th, 1971. That's really hard to imagine because she'd be, oh God, she'd have done so much in her life had she not been murdered on March 31st, 1995. So I looked at Selena. Yes, I'm talking about Selena, the Tejano singer, who, that was what was so interesting to me. I remember her music, but I didn't understand that it was a mix of different music. So it was also the way the music was formed and the way that she did her music, the uniqueness of the expression. I think that that's what everybody gravitated towards. So her energy was quite unique and ahead of its time. Now the Aquarius rising with the North Node retrograde in the first house would give her the insight into trends and setting trends, because in the most recent past life, she would have come in to complete what she couldn't. And so that North Node sits right there with a purpose. You're going towards this purpose. Anyway, Selena had that, and she was completing something karmically that could not be done in the past life. Very altruistic, very dreamy, not always focused or grounded in reality, but very, very spiritual. Seeing the good or the God in people, not necessarily the reality of people. Now, she barely got a chance to live on the planet. She was 23. I think she was 23 turning 24. Barely got a chance to live. I mean, barely. She was killed just before her birthday in March. I mean, her birthday was in April, but she was murdered in March. So I started to focus on her energy, and she was very vivacious when she came through and the energy around her. But what she told me, I haven't heard this from anybody. So here we go. So the energy Selena showed me was quite an integral story with just a plot throughout many different lifetimes. Not something I've experienced with a lot of souls that have crossed over. So let me explain this. Okay, so let's go back to Roman times. I know that's really weird, but let's go back to Roman times. What she was showing me, okay, she was showing me herself as a young warrior. So this is a story that Selena told me. I went immediately all the way back in time to what looked like a Roman life. And I'm just judging by how they were dressed. She was female in that life, and she was brave, and she stood, and I could see the wind going through her hair, and she stood directly in opposition to a man who was beautiful, and he stood, and the two of them looked at each other like this, and they looked at each other in opposition, and they were both on two different teams, two different sides. There was a war in this country that she was in, and I'm going to say again, I think it's Roman, but there was a war. She was standing up for her people, for her family. Her family was in charge. She was sent to stand and talk to this man directly across from him. When I looked at her eyes in this lifetime, I could see that she loved this man. So my heart immediately felt very sad because she couldn't get to him. And when I looked at him looking at her in the stance of war with all of the people around them and the dividing line between them, I saw that he loved her. And I was like, why can't you be with him? She shows me that she was going to put her sword down, step out, cross over, and be with him. She was going to go and be with him. Then she showed me what was going on behind her, above her, around her, in her community, in her environment. Everything and everybody was invested in having her push the agenda of this war. This is what she's showing me. Especially her family, especially her father, especially everybody in the community in which she was from, which was a different community than he was from. It may have been like a tribal war or a different city war.
Just to start off, to recruit other people simply so they can help you go after someone else who's basically like considered a chosen one and or minding their business. And I hate to use the word chosen one because I feel like people overuse it. But in my opinion, for you to recruit other people, just you thinking that you should recruit other people to grow against this one person who's literally minding their business and living their best life and also trying to help you to better yourself, you've already lost. Because at the end of the day, people who are good-hearted people will always have angels looking out for them, right? But in my opinion also, when I say that you choose the people that who are in your life right now before you come to earth, because people reincarnate, you know, we have different lives, we have previous lives and all that stuff. It's because it's a true thing. And I find a video about Sloan Bella when she was talking about Selena and how the lady in her life basically followed her through multiple lifetimes, because that's her mission. She's literally here to do the same exact job for multiple lifetimes. And in my opinion, a lot of us here do pick the parents that we have, the sisters that we have, so they can teach us a lesson, the friends that we have, the people that you come across who are not supposed to be in your life for a long time. Maybe they're just like, an extra in your life, where you go to the store and you see them, you have a good conversation, you never see them again, right? These people are there to cross path with you, to teach you certain stuff so you can evolve in life. And I believe this 100%. As someone who believes in reincarnation and all that good stuff, I believe this to be true, because I feel some sort of connection with some people that I just don't feel with other people. And there are people that you still don't know until they actually do the thing. Then you start to think. If you're someone who taps into your spiritual self, then you can, have premonitions and you can learn about your past life and all that good stuff. But those are real things where people come into your life to cause trouble or to bring love into your life at the time that you need it the most, because that's their agenda. That's their contract that they have with you. And a lot of time you pick to go into a different race, to reincarnate into a different race, so you can see how these people live, so you can experience, walk a mile in their shoes type stuff. So when this young lady came out and said, hey, she realized years later that she was actually jealous of her friend, who basically chose to help her, decided to help her out of the goodness of her own heart. Imagine the friend is just living her life, walking into rooms, changing the energy of the room because her energy is so magnetic. For you to be so jealous of her, you have no reason. You can't even give a reason why you were jealous of her. You're simply jealous because this person breathed too hard or too loud. All of a sudden, you do not like that, so therefore you become jealous of them. And you'll be surprised of how many people out here are like that, right? Because people will tell you, oh, a beautiful girl, people will be jealous of you. You got to be careful. You got to also be mean, because people are out here being jealous simply because you're beautiful and you're able to get the things that you want in life, and or things come to you easier. It's not a lie. A lot of times you look at things and you're like, gosh, I'm just, just living my life, trying to make it to the next day. And you got people out here being jealous of you, thinking that you're getting all these things that you want. You're getting all these compliments, all that. I just saw a video and I made the video about that. I don't know if it's posted yet, but it's about a man who's jealous of his girlfriend because she gets too much attention. Imagine that. And the girlfriend just living her life, trying to impress him. A lot of women nowadays try to impress men when it's the other way around, but that's another question, another conversation for another day. Meanwhile, he's hating on her because she gets too much compliments, because men don't get that much compliments. So now you're hating on your girlfriend when you're supposed to be happy that she's getting compliments because she's on your arm. She's not with another man, she's with you. You know what I mean? So it's just very, very weird, but people are very, very strange when it comes to stuff like that. And I'm glad that she actually came out and speak about that, because a lot of people don't talk about being the jealous friend on the other end, because it's very likely, we're all human, things happen, but when you take it to the next level and try to ruin this person's life and try to destiny swap with them, that's really what it is. You're trying to destiny swap with this person because you don't like how they're always smiling all the time. They can't possibly be this happy. Everybody is going through things in life, and this person's always smiling. How do you know they're not going through things? They just have a better way of showing it, and it could be, they choose not to go around and mess somebody else's day up because they're going through something, So anyways, it's just a whole lot going on with that, but I'm glad I found the story. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know if you have ever been the jealous friend, if you have the balls to actually say that, and or if you've been the one that has been hated on because of your good heart. Because I know so many people, trust me, I know people in Haiti who have lost their life because of their good heart, because that someone just decided there's no way you could be this happy, and because you make me angry for being so happy and so joyful and so sunny all the time, I'm going to extinguish that because it's my right. Imagine, people do that all the time, and you'll be surprised. This might sound crazy, it might sound very far-fetched that people will do that in Haiti. People do that here too. And when you think about black people, what they go through in life, a lot of time they're just minding their business, and some white person in the back is always hating on them simply because they're just too happy. How dare you be black and happy? Imagine. People do it all the time. You'll be surprised. You'll be very surprised. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video. Talk to you later. Bye. Love you. I said, we're going to touch up some stuff on this book. So in this book is called Spell of Abundance, Love, Wealth, and Protection. So in this book, on the first page, actually, I have a glamour affirmation that you will basically say, you stand in front of the mirror and you stare at yourself and you admire yourself and you will say to yourself how beautiful you are. You'll basically seal this your beauty, like your glam, after you've done your makeup, or even stand in front of the mirror naked with nothing on, so you can really reaffirm yourself of your beauty, of your confidence and all that. This book is mainly for like self-confidence and self-elevation, you know, calling the goddess in you, calling the divinity in you, you know, calling the beauty in you. And also work with the moon, because the moon represents the woman, the mother, womb, water, all of this. So yeah, I have all the steps in here of all the spells that you need to do. It even has one for to get rid of unwanted guests. It's pretty funny. To get rid of unwanted guests. And this book right here, right? So I'm gonna run down real quick of all the materials that you're going to need. You will need a brand new broom. It has to be brand new. And you'll need a piece of parchment paper, a black pen, a black trash bag, because we're going to get rid of this sucker, right? And of course your intentions. And also I have spells on here that you can say. I have daily affirmations. And also I have spells on here that you can do every single day to work with the energy of the planets of the day, and also the archangels that work with the day. So anyways, there's so many spells. There's a 7-day manifestation spell with archangels. And let's see. A 30-day money spell with bay leaves and the Fihu sign, which is a money sign. It's like an F with the extra part. Anyways, the symbol's there, and I even show you like what you need to do, what the sigil look like, all that. And the keys to enhance your spell. So there are different things on here on how to enhance your spell and basically grow your finance, grow your love, self-love, self-admiration, chance to say to yourself to give you that extra energy to go about your day. And also tips to enhance your spell. Oh, I already said this. And morning coffee abundance prosperity spell. You guys remember I just shared a video about morning coffee and how important it is when it comes to hoodoo, and how you can basically use your first cup of coffee in the morning to manifest a better life or a better day, or to bring forth money to you. So don't let, you know, you're already doing these things anyway, so you might as well just incorporate something a little bit extra to basically boost your thing. And here's to influence your boss spell. So this one, I'm sure people who are actually working are going to love this. It's to influence your boss and attract favors towards you at work. Because look, in this economy, we're all working and we need some boost at work, and we also sometimes need to be tied to our job, so therefore you don't get fired. You know what I mean? So there's some stuff that you could do to basically tie yourself to your job, and or tie the job to you. And once you're done and you're all tired of that job, you can get rid of it. It's not something that's completely permanent, but use magic, guys. It's here for you to use. You have the herbs in your closet, you have the herbs in your pantry, you have the candles that you could just simply buy some candles super cheap. Use magic to elevate your life. Use magic to make yourself better. Let me tell you, Jesus was out here using magic, okay? Walking on water and stuff and turning water into wine. Sounds like magic to me. But anyways, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.